Welcome back to ChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Better Bachelor. You know, Mr. Joker made a wonderful video on Destiny. And I'm sure the news is out now. Destiny and his wife, Melina, are getting divorced. You know, as much as I respect Destiny and his debate prowess, I saw this coming. All of us saw this coming. You know, he's blue-haired, leftist, blue pill guy that thinks that open relationship is gonna work, and he lays down good enough pipe to control and keep his woman. That did not happen. Please like and subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. And let's get to that chow. It's chow time. Just disclosure, it's a long video, and I put it at 1.25. So.
I'm in a poly relationship. The reason why I'm in a poly relationship is because I don't give a fuck if my girlfriend goes and fucks another guy, because I know she's coming back to me at the end.
I remember this so well. So well. This did not age well.
At the end of the night. Because we love each other. Because I'm a cool fucking person. I know that.
I'm a cool fucking person. That's the part where I like Destiny does have a inflated ego, that's for sure. I mean, again, he has the baiting skills and the IQ to earn some of this, but bro.
Guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. When delusion meets reality, you know, Destiny, who's been on Fresh and Fit, and he's been on with Sneeko, and he's done all these. He's a YouTuber, and I don't know what else he does, but he's been on all these like men's channels talking about marriage and divorce and relationships. And I've always said, like, why is this guy on there? He's a married.
I was also a little bit confused, but it was also that he had the counterpoint for most of our talking points because he lived his life quite the opposite. So it kind of made sense to bring him on to talk about the opposite talking points that us men always talk about.
Married dude who's got an open relationship. That kind of goes against everything that most men's channels talk about. But I guess maybe he's a good interview. I guess it's a good opportunity to get a counterpoint to what people interview him for.
Yeah, that's where I think they're doing Joker.
I've always just kind of been confused because now apparently, and I think he's even been on Rollo Tomasi's channel. Yeah. I'm confused why this guy gets interviewed because as far as I'm concerned, the minute you say, oh, I'm married and I'm in an open marriage, like we have nothing to talk about. There's no debate. What you do is part of the problem in society. And
that would be the part where I agree with. Like, again, people can do whatever the hell they want. I'm not really going to stop them from doing it. I'm not going to try to judge too hard, but I do agree that this polyamory, these open relationships, is what's bringing society down.
It's why women view men as weak, and it doesn't bode well for men. So I personally, you know, I will say this much before I get into this. I feel bad that he's dumb. Maybe that's the best way I can put it. I feel bad.
Joker. I actually don't feel bad at all because he was always flaunting his relationship and how better it is. And if we didn't as us men in the manosphere didn't understand it, we were just some plebs. That would be the part where I disagreed with a lot with what Destiny always wanted to spout out. But again, I always have respect for everyone. I don't have disrespect, again, even towards Pearl or Fresh and Fit, even though everybody thinks that I'm just a hater. But yeah,
that he's dumb. And maybe I'll get some hate for saying that, but I'm sorry. We know this doesn't work. He should have known it doesn't work. He had ample warning. And now his wife is bouncing on him for another guy she was sleeping with. Wait for it. Wait.
Like I say, guys, I talk about it. You guys need to be the Super Mario Brothers. You need to learn down and lay down those pipes, clean those pipes like a motherfucker. If you don't, chances of her leaving are pretty high. I'm not saying that all of you guys can lay down amazing pipe. I'm just saying the likelihood of you not being able to, for a long-term relationship to really, really last, you really gotta have to lay down those good pipes.
For it.
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
What else did you expect to happen? So let me get right into it. I'll read the article to give you guys some background. Then I'm going to show you how basically all of Twitter is roasting the guy properly.
Yeah, I think 125, 1.25 is not too bad. Joker's speaking a little bit quickly, but you guys can fully understand everything, hopefully.
So I believe. From Evie, streamer Destiny reportedly getting a divorce after flaunting an open marriage. Let me say one more thing. Sorry, I do want to get this in there. For guys that are going through a divorce and guys that are going to get dragged over the cold. I do feel bad for them. The problem.
I actually do not feel bad about Destiny at all. He did all this without a prenup, thinking that it was gonna be the best thing ever in his life. Yeah, you fucked yourself, man. You fucked yourself in the ass. Because now she's gonna take half your shit.
Problem is,
or even
he
more.
Flaunted it. He bragged about it. He acted like anybody that thought differently than him. That anyone that thought differently than he did on the topic was closed-minded and stupid.
Yeah, that's exactly my issue when Destiny always talked about it. It was like, as if we were just some plebs that didn't understand how society works nowadays and how it should work.
So you get what you're going to get, which is me roasting the living hell out of you.
Do it.
Streamer Stephen Kenneth Bonnell II, who is known as Online as Destiny, is reportedly getting divorced from Melania Goranson. The two are known to have an open relationship. He amassed a large following on social media thanks to his political debates with internet personalities. He's like a far leftist. Self-described omni-liberal. He's not liberal. The blue-haired streamer has always been vocal about his progressive views and his open marriage. This comes from Javier Aliagra. Breaking news, streamer couple Destiny and Melania are going to divorce, or Melina. Melina slept with a dude who Destiny views as toxic and bad.
Always the toxic and bad guy, right? Because he knows how to lay down that pipe, baby.
He revealed on his stream he attended a 5-hour therapy session because of it. It's important to know that their relationship was open. Now, here's the thing. You notice who went to the therapy. He did. She didn't. She's just getting her back blown out by some other dude. I have so much to say on this. Destiny, 34, married Swedish-born Melina, 24, so they're about 10 years apart, in 2021. So it lasted, 2 years. That sounds about right.
Yep.
And they've appeared on numerous streams and podcast episodes together last year.
It was just so funny to me that he really thought this was going to last forever because he was so stupid to think of that because he didn't put a prenup.
The two opened up about their relationship on the Lex Friedman podcast. We've got like a long-term friend. Some of them we hook up with, Destiny explained, adding it's a delicate dance that explodes every 6 months in on itself when host.
Oh, see? He even says that shit happens all the time. But outwardly in all the podcasts, he says, oh, everything's perfectly fine. But every 6 months, there's an issue. Why? Because I talk about this, guys. Like, people get jealous. Everyone gets jealous. If you're just out there slaying and she's slaying, people get jealous of each other, especially when you're out trying out new dick. Again, Destiny, sorry, you're not a Super Mario brother, it seems, because that toxic guy, Bowser'd the shit out of her pipes.
Lex Friedman asked if they ever fought over their situationships. They said yes. Is anyone surprised? Here's a little clip from that. Oh, this is 7 minutes. Holy cow. I'm not going to play the whole thing. Let me just drag it forward a little bit.
For some people, but okay. I think it's probably easier and we probably don't really have time or the energy for more than one person to really
What about emotional?
It's really complicated. There's a lot of complicated stuff going on under the hood there.
Yeah.
I think broadly speaking, you've got polyamorous relationships and you've got open relationships where polyamorous is oh, I've got 3 different girlfriends and we all hang out or sometimes even live together, or 3 boyfriends, whatever. And then you've got open relationships, which is oh, you can basically hook up with other people. And then you've got your main relationship and that's it. I think ours is probably somewhere in the middle of that, to where we've got long-term friends, some of them we hook up with, and that's kind of how we, it's a delicate dance that explodes every 6 months on itself.
So it does explode. You guys fight over it?
We fight over some things, yeah. Things happen, yeah.
I think it's mostly because a lot of people can't handle it. And they agree to something.
Yeah, like you guys.
And then they realize that we're way too cool. And then they get really obsessed and they think that they can get in there and then it gets really dramatic.
Sounds like Destiny.
Have you figured it out?
I feel like we figure out things more and more, when it comes to what's a good person for us to hang out and what's not a good person for us to hang out with.
Oh, well, that didn't turn out so well, did it? I will say this. I never professed to be an attractive man. I don't think Destiny's a particularly attractive man. He's out of shape. Not exceptionally good looking. She is cute. And
she's good.
It's different with women because a woman like this, that's even if she's mid or slightly better than mid, can basically say to almost any single man, at least, and sometimes even married men, hey, I think you're attractive. Do you want to sleep?
Not sometimes, Joker. A lot of times.
Sleep with me. And a lot of guys would be like, yeah, sure, why not? Because a woman's value is her looks and her, and her body and things like that when it comes to sleeping with them. Where Destiny, if he just wandered into a room with a woman he found attractive or mid or whatever, and even if she found him somewhat attractive, he said, hey, do you want to just go sleep with me? She said, no, you're a creep. Why would you say that he's a creep? Because he hasn't shown status, he hasn't shown value, he hasn't shown he's a leader of men, he hasn't shown that he can provide. Those things are kind of grilled in on somebody. So when a couple gets into an open relationship, it'll probably be 10 to 1 where the women will be have the opportunity to sleep with 100 men, can choose her favorite 10, and the guy might be lucky to get 1 or 2, and especially since he's desperate.
Well, unless he's super like built, super good looking and all that, then he gets all of it. So I do agree with Joker. Destiny doesn't fit that mold, so he's lacking in some areas.
And maybe he's got some popularity. That might cut him some slack on the looks and the physicality department. This is never, ever, ever a good idea, because what it's either the man is being selfish or wants to be selfish, and he proposes the idea, and she goes along with it, and then she's going to get way more activity than he does, or she proposes it, which means that you're not doing it for her anymore, and it's the first leg out the door. We know this. So again, I keep wanting to say I feel bad for the guy, but I don't. I really don't. He had this coming to him. On the Whatever podcast, the couple explained their reasoning behind sleeping with other people. Variety is fun. Destiny tells everyone at the table, sometimes I want to be with a girl that's Hispanic or Asian. He also mentioned how there are some things that are fun to explore that everybody might not like. This is what I find interesting is he says, I want to be with a girl that's maybe Hispanic or Asian. I think he forgot about the point where his wife can be with anybody she wants. She can fall for some of these other guys as well. I mean, again, Destiny is not the most
Again, this is the stupid part of Destiny's thing. Women bond through sex. So if they're constantly having sex with other men, and other men are giving them more of those endorphins and those, love molecules, you're fucked. It's science. Science proves that you're kind of fucked in this. Why? When one person lays down the good pipe and just gives her that, oh my God, you're nowhere to be found anymore.
Masculine man in the world. I'm not going to read down through the rest of this, but you get the idea, right? So what are the reactions online? Malcolm Flex, I think he's a rapper.
I think most people are like dogging on him.
He's a D1 athlete, MMA fighter, research comment and a commenter. So here's I think he's somewhat religious as well. Destiny getting divorced after trying to pretend it was a 999 IQ super Chad flex of a move to let your wife get creamed by.
That would be the part where, Destiny, you fucked up. He literally thought he was some kind of Chad. He's like, I don't really care about who she sleeps with and stuff like that. Well, it fucking matters, brother.
Other dudes, and I'm going to mute this because it's got music, but it's lighting up a cigar and. No. I tried to mute that. Sorry about that. He said, rest and piss, you won't be missed. This is from the Whatever podcast. And I'll sum up my thoughts at the end of this here. I'm not going to make this a super long video. Here's him on the Whatever podcast, I think with his wife.
God forbid this happens, will it be fun if this open relationship ends up causing things to fall apart down the line if one of you guys finds yourself in an entanglement, so to speak, with somebody who you might find a deeper connection with than the other person? Like if that causes the relationship to fall apart, that probably wouldn't be very fun.
No, it would be horrible and it would be sad.
Do you guys have a high degree of confidence that your marriage will last for decades?
I mean, I married her without a prenup, so I can hope so.
Fucking idiot.
And someone else in the background laughs. He married her without a prenup, guys. I don't know how much money Destiny has.
I think he's worth millions.
I'm sure he's quite successful. I don't know how many followers he has on YouTube. It's probably 5 or 10 times as many as I have. So he's doing comfortably well. She's foreign born. She's now here in the United States. She probably just hung around long enough to get the passport, long enough to get half the cash and prizes.
2 years.
And now she's done. And she'll get half the cash and prizes, and she gets a green card probably. And there you go. And because let's face it, again, I can't say she's exceptionally beautiful, but she's certainly above mid.
Yeah.
And Destiny's Destiny. So, Nick Fuentes is roasting him. That's never a good sign.
Nope.
Sneeko found out. I don't listen to Sneeko, but we can listen to Sneeko's reaction to this because, again, he's another voice in men's content that, has gained popularity very quickly.
Bro, this is Chris from Mr. Beast. Bomboka! Imagine losing your marriage to Chris from Mr. Beast. I can't believe what's happening.
Oh, that's
she's
who
literally
she's
manlier
with?
than him. She can beat the fuck out of him.
Rolo says, for the record, I'd like to express my condolences to Destiny on the dissolution of his marriage. Divorce makes men 8 times more likely to zero out. Just know I'm available to talk whenever you need me. I think that's a very high road to take, and I think that's very nice of Rolo.
That's not a bad
to
tweet.
recommend that. And yes, I certainly don't want Destiny to zero out or decide because the internet is trashing him to take himself out. Again, I would feel bad for him. I really would if he didn't put himself in this position, number 1, and number 2, brag about it. And number 3, talk about when anybody was like, hey, man, are you sure? Like, this probably isn't a good idea. He took the 1,000, like the other Malcolm said, he took the 1,000 IQ of you just don't understand open marriages and you're insecure and he roasted people he roasted people that were just trying to, be like, dude, here's a video. I got a couple more videos of them now that this has all happened. This says Destiny's wife, now ex-wife, both were in an open relationship. I am so shocked that she left him for another man.
For guys. I mean, I am pretty extreme and intense as a person. So I guess. And some guys get scared because they think I'm pranking them or something. And I'm like, no, I just want to suck your dick. And they're like, nope, nope. I'm like, okay, bye. Happens all the time.
That's probably not a good idea if your wife is just walking around to random dudes that she finds attractive and offering to give them hummies. That's probably not a great sign that she
just for the streets
to be married to. Myron Gaines over at Fresh and Fit. I respect Destiny as a fellow creator. Okay, I don't. But I saw this coming a mile away. Me and Destiny debate all the time, but this is why open relationships with women never work. It only works when if the man is open, never if the woman's open. Women can only serve one man at a time, no matter how promiscuous they might be. I think I remember seeing a video clip of Myron over on Destiny's stream dancing with his wife behind him while Destiny was streaming, if I remember correctly.
Oh, no, you're wrong. That's ABBA. That was ABBA, Joker.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah. There you go. Hey!
Okay, it kind of works. Yeah,
maybe. 5, 6, 7, 1.
I remember Destiny wasn't looking happy, and I have probably no doubts that Myron threw some sausage into the hole while he was there. They have the text here of his conversation. Destiny's replying to Chocobo Coco. Yeah, I wanted a massive therapy session to see if I could express myself better and iron out some of the boundaries, but it's hard for me to ask for anything if I've been a pushover for so many years. So based on that statement, it does sound like this is something she wanted. He decided to put up with it, either to keep the marriage alive or because he wanted her and just wanted to be one of the dudes on her rotation. He replies, Sleepy Runt, why? This proves every point I've made. Girls can leave you for jobless, manipulative losers if they just play their cards right. That sounds like sour grapes.
Yeah.
And he says, Josh, yeah, me discovering boundaries was the death knell in this relationship. So again, it sounds like Destiny was trying to say, hey, I want to put some boundaries down. This isn't working for me. I'm not happy with what's going on. Probably, again, because she's relatively cute and sounds like she's relatively easy to go out and have the fun.
Dude, this sounds just like a lot of our stories where men go along with the open marriage and then, want to close the marriage off later. And guess what? It ain't fucking happening.
And so she's probably got a line of dudes waiting in line to take their turns while Destiny probably can't find.
Can't believe he married her without a prenup. And he says that we're stupid. Bro.
Anybody other than the occasional fan or something or other. I'll leave it off with these couple of things here that I've got. This comes from Unlimited L's. Today's L goes to Adam22. Adam22 and Lena the Plug have just chosen the winner of the Lil D who gets to smash her. Now, if you don't know, Lena the Plug is a film star who does spicy content, and Adam is married to her as well as basically her manager. That helps choose who gets to have fun with his wife. Adam22 has claimed it takes a real man to let his wife sleep with another man. Yeah, we're going to find out how this turns out. I have a feeling he's the next Destiny in about 15 hot minutes.
The person who's going to my wife is Lil D.
Stop playing with me!
Hey, my boy.
All right, bro. Should we go upstairs right now?
I'm with it. I don't give a Let's do it.
Whoa. Welcome to Reality TV 2023.
This is going to be the night of your let. We're not on camera yet. Okay.
Wait, hold on.
Just straight degeneracy, guys. Degeneracy.
Oh, my bad.
He just won. Let him touch it.
I got to be the husband of the year. Let me tell you, I am the one.
Just stop it. Stop. See,
the more people try to push this lifestyle, this polyamory, this open marriage type stuff, the more and more men see shit ain't working. And I'm happy about it, to tell you the truth. It's a good thing that this actually happened. It's a good thing that so many people are going to be talking about this. I'm probably not going to be the only one. Joker's definitely not going to be the only one talking about Destiny. Destiny is about to get blown up in the next few weeks about these articles.
This is, this collectively is why women find men weak. I mean, imagine, let's reverse it. Imagine women opening up relationships with their husbands and then the husband just having women line up for him. And women want to be with him so much that he doesn't really have time to sleep with his wife anymore. Do you think she would find it's a bad idea? Yeah, I guarantee you she would.
100%.
But what if it got promoted as a great idea? Women around the world would be saying, this is not a good idea, ladies. Like, do not do this. You become a number in the rotation. Same thing. Imagine a woman being a manager for her husband who's going out and sleeping with tons of women. This only seems to go one direction, because if men say even now they have a preference for women to have a certain body shape or to have a certain attitude, like, I don't want a boss bee, I want a girl that's going to cook dinner at home, they're called out for it. But men can open up the relationships, or women can. And in this case, men can, offer their women up or suggest their women sleep with everybody. No one seems to really have a problem with this. I mean, conservatives, very conservative people do, but the mainstream doesn't. You don't see any state departments going after, the feminists that want to end men and talk about doing negative things to men. But you've got FBI investigations into men's spaces because of what we say. You notice it's always against the men, unless the men are doing something stupid that does something great for women, and then it's yay, go men. Lastly, let's see. I think I've read all those. All right, lastly, I got 2 screenshots here I want to go over. This is from OnlyFools. Somebody posted this on, looks like 4chan. My girlfriend started an OnlyFools 2 months ago, and after 1 month, she only had 1 follower, me. So, first of all, you let her open. And when I say let, if she says, I'm going to do this, and you stay married to her, you're letting her do it.
Yes.
If she says, I'm going to do this, you leave her. That's not letting her do it. That's you.
Yes.
So it's not that men need to control what the women do. It's that men need to control themselves when women start doing things that are stupid.
Yeah.
So she did it 2 months ago and only had 1 follower. She was upset, and I felt bad for her. I decided to create multiple accounts.
What a fucking idiot. Why are you spending money? You're literally just giving money to the platform, because the platform steals a certain amount of money, and she doesn't even get all of it. So you're just literally playing the platform to keep her happy.
And subscribe to her so she would be happier and more encouraged to continue with her journey. Recently, over the past few weeks, she has been messaging one of my accounts, which uses a very handsome male profile picture, and she's been hinting at meeting up with him. I don't know what to do right now. Do I tell her the truth about what I'm doing, or continue pretending to be this guy to avoid upsetting her?
Fucking little bitch, man. Avoid upsetting her. Stop it. Stop it.
She's mentioning being willing to fly out to meet this dude. I think her heart would be broken if I told her. Now, do you notice something? This cuck,
yeah,
everything he's talking about is, how do I protect her? How do I make sure she's happy? How do I make sure that she's okay with this? Instead of having the masculine frame, the man's view of this, which is, wow, I shouldn't let her, like, I'm not going to let her have an OnlyFools account. I'm going to leave. And that's it. But being a dummy, he goes ahead and goes to it, and then he decides to support her instead of saying, look, it's been 2 months. Obviously, there's not enough people that are into your content. Let's just drop it, move on with our lives, delete it, so your stuff isn't on the internet for forever. That would have been his second best save. But instead of doing that, he tries to encourage her. And on top of that, she goes out and starts to flirt with one of the guys. And instead of saying, hey, you know something? I see you're flirting with this dude. Obviously, our relationship's at an end here.
Pretty much.
You're flirting and willing to meet up with another guy that's a stranger on the internet.
And that's the part where I'm like confused why he doesn't see that. Like, dude, she's willing to meet up with another person, and you're worried about her feelings being hurt? What a fucking idiot.
Made up, and so I know what's going on. Our relationship's at an end. Instead of doing that, now he's like, should I tell her the truth, or should I continue to pretend to be this guy so I don't upset her? See, this is the ideal man. This is what women want today. This is what they want their men to be.
This is true.
Be a provider, be a protector, sleep with me when I want you to sleep with me, and other than that, I'm going to do what I want to do. And this is one of the things I have actually that I have that's negative to say about some of the men's spaces is sometimes Pearly things. Pearl said this. Sometimes Fresh and Fit have said this, where they're like, well, a woman's place is in the home to cook, and she needs to, serve me, and I'll make the money. And because I'm providing for her and making sure she has a secure home, I can go out and sleep with whoever I want, and I can do whatever I want, and she needs to serve me. See, I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay.
Me and Joker are on the same page. I have never advocated for that, and I don't think I ever will. Fuck, I know I never will, because I know what it entitles. I've seen my own family get broken apart by very similar acts. So, no. Man, it's not okay for you to be sleeping around, even if you have the ability. I'm not saying, I'm not stopping you from doing it. I just don't sign off on it. You can do what you want. I just don't think it's a great thing for either you, yourself, or the women that do too.
Okay, with the unfairness of that. Because if you find this upsetting, then you should equally find a man doing it to a woman as upsetting.
I do.
This is not, because neither, like in that case, the woman gets, hammered. In this case, the guy gets hammered. People are trying to figure out this really unique way to make relationships work. And I'll tell you the way it's worked for forever and will still work. You take away the punishment for divorce. You take away the unfair punishment for child custody and child support, and make divorce equal. Make it even. Make it proportional. If a man makes 62% of the money and the woman makes 48% of the money, then maybe he can write a check for 5% of his salary to her for the first year until she figures out what's going on or can adjust. Do something that's very fair like that. If they have equal custody, nobody's passing money to each other.
That's actually a very good idea. I like that idea, Joker. Imagine, you just put your salaries up, you put the difference in percentages. Yes, she takes care of the kids a little bit more, so she earns a little bit of percentages here and there, and you give and take until you kind of meet in the middle. That seems very fair, but the kids stay 50-50. You know what I mean?
Each other. And they have to have an agreement that each partner will pay for certain things for the kids based on their percentages of salary. It's like very easy to do, but they don't do it. But first you start with that. And then what's next? It's a 50-50 relationship. But here's the 50-50 that's always worked. The man works really hard at work, and he puts up with all the crap at the job, and he works the overtime, and maybe he gets the part-time job, and he does the struggle. And she stays at home with the kids to give them a good family raising without weirdos at some of these facilities and learning about all the crazy stuff. She teaches them at home. And maybe even homeschools them. And she cooks a meal and does some laundry. Keeps the house neat. It's worked for a millennia. But now everybody thinks they need to reinvent the wheel because, we're in the 2020s now.
Correct.
And lastly, I just thought this was kind of ironic. This Daddy Danny, I got dumped over my new piercing, guys. And this is from a David. He said, I don't really like your piercing. Now, this was going around on the interwebs as guys, be careful, she'll break up with you because you got a piercing she didn't like. But here's the thing. This is from David, and her name is Daddy Danny. So this is a guy breaking up with her because of a piercing. I don't really like your piercing, he says. I don't know what to tell you. He said, good night. Good night. I think I'm done with this. She says, if that's your final, then okay. Yeah, the S made me find you so unattractive. All right. I'm going to block your number. Don't message back. Okay. I took you off social. Okay. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is coming from a woman to a man. Maybe it's from a man to a woman. Doesn't really matter. The point is, instead of saying, I don't really care for your piercing very much, if you're in a relationship, if you're like in a long-term relationship, I wish you would have kind of floated this by me. I don't really like it. Oh, well, okay, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, well, I find it less attractive on you. I would appreciate it if you removed it, or I'm less attracted to you, and I that's up to you. And if they're like, no, I find the piercing more important to me than you being attracted to me, well, that tells you everything you need to know about the relationship, and you can say, okay, well, if you want your piercing more than you want me, we're going to call it a day. Now, people say that's unfair, but I don't think that's unfair. When you're in a committed relationship, you got to make sure everything's okay with each other. Because if someone says, I'm going to keep eating and I'm going to get fat, and you say, I don't find that attractive, and they say, well, I'm going to keep doing it, they're saying, I like food more than our relationship. And then you say, okay, then I know where I stand on the pyramid, hierarchy pyramid. I'm below food that makes you feel good. I'm below whatever, McDonald's.
True.
See, but we've gotten away from the ability to communicate. We've gotten away from the ability to think.
I 100% agree with him. Like, we judge things so harshly. As soon as something happens, we're like, yep, I'm out. Like, we don't even discuss these things. Like he said, she got a new piercing. Sometimes people don't think about these things. You could just tell her you don't like it, and could you remove it? They could have discussed it. Joker's totally right about this. And I actually fall into the category too. I would do very similar to what that message board would have said. I'm like, what? You're doing that? All right, I'm going to end it. Bye. No discussion, no nothing really about it. And sometimes you miss out on good people because sometimes that person might have been willing to work with you. But because, we're so red-pilled and we know better and, women are this, women are that, we automatically judge. Which is, again, sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. Like, you should be judging people off their actions, right? So if they're doing these things and it didn't discuss it with you, as a man, sometimes you're like, she doesn't even discuss this with me. So the back and forth, I can fully understand. Like, oh, she doesn't even discuss this with me, so she doesn't even care. So why would I even discuss it with her? So there is a little bit of a nuance in there too, Joker. So.
Long term, instead of our immediate desires of, oh, I'm in a good relationship. Look, she's a pretty woman. And Destiny should if she was a good woman that was really going to be by his side and not open the relationship and all that other stuff, he should say, I don't want an open relationship. I should feel lucky to have a woman in my life that treats me well and that is pretty. But instead, Destiny says, I want to also sleep with these other women because I'm selfish and I want the instant gratification in the moment. And I can't think longer term than what's right in front of me because apparently I'm a goldfish. That's what.
Yeah. Shout outs to Joker. Shout outs to Destiny. Sorry, brother. Shit happens. As much as I respect you, we all saw this coming. We all knew this was going to happen. You were the only one that didn't. And again, you know, just how some of these creators talk to people when debating and stuff as if they're idiots, when they don't understand a weird concept as this. This is what happens. Please like, subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.